Welcome friends, welcome back to MK Zoology. So in this video tutorial I will be talking about the evolution of coelom. So what is the meaning of coelom? Coelom comes from a Greek word that is coel, C-O-E-L, which means hollow cavity, means body cavity. So where it is present? It is a fluid filled space between body wall and alimentary canal. Let's see here. Suppose this is an animal and this is the alimentary canal, this is body wall, this is alimentary canal, and this space between body wall and alimentary canal the coelom is present. Okay, this is according to the definition. Let's see the proper definition of coelom. True coelom. Definition of true coelom is the space lined by mesodermal cells towards the ectoderm and endoderm. Okay, so this is known as true coelom, where the coelom is lined by both sides, mesodermal cells towards the ectoderm and towards the endodermal. So let's see the types of coelom according to the basis of coelom and body cavity. According to the body cavity, coelom is of three types. First one is acoelomate, second one is pseudocoelomate, third one is eucoelomate. Acoelomate means without cavity. Without cavity. Just see here, this is the ectoderm. This is gut or endoderm lining, and the middle one is the alimentary canal, which is known as gut, and the space between ectoderm and endoderm, there are mesodermal cells. This is mesoderm. So here there is no space, all the space occupied by mesodermal cells. This is why it is known as acoelomate, means no body cavity is present. The second one is pseudocoelomate, which means false coelom is present. Pseudo means false, that is why it is known as pseudocoelomate. False coelom is present here. Let's see this. This is ectoderm, this is endoderm, and these are mesodermal cells, which is mesoderm. Okay, that's why it is known as pseudocoelom. But why? The true coelom definition is mesodermal cells lined both towards ectoderm and endoderm. But here the mesodermal cells are lined only towards the ectoderm. There are no mesodermal cells towards the endoderm. That is why it is known as pseudocoelomate. Okay. Then the third one, that is eucoelomate. Eucoelomate are the true coelom. In eucoelomate, true coelom is present. As you can see in the diagram, this is ectoderm, this is endoderm, this is ectoderm, and these green color cells are mesodermal cells. It is clear now? So, let's see the examples. Acoelomate. The acoelomate organisms are Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, and the pseudocoelomate examples are Scalphelminthes or Nemathelminthes, that is roundworm. And this Platyhelminthes animal is also called as flatworm. In pseudocoelomate, there is only one organism, means one phylum, that is Aschelhelminthes. Okay. Then the third one, that is Eucoelomate. Eucoelomate belongs to Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, and Echinodermata, and Caudex. Okay, these are the examples of Eucoelomate. Let's see the types of Eucoelomate animals. Okay. Eucoelomate organisms, on the basis of embryological development, it is of two types. First one is protostomes. Second one is deuterostomes. Okay, in protostomes, the cytosol is present, and in deuterostome, androsil is present. Androsil is present. I will discuss in detail about cytosol and androsil and protostomes and deuterostomes. So let's start the theories on the evolution of coelom. So there are four theories. First one is cytosol theory, second one is androsil theory, third one is gonosil theory, and the fourth one is nephrosil theory. The cytosol theory was given by Clark in 1964, and the androsil theory was given by Danster in 1877 and supported by Lang in 1881 and Sedgwick in 1884. Then the third one, gonosil theory, is proposed by Berg in 1885 and supported by Mayer and Goodrich. Okay. Then the fourth one, nephrosil theory, was proposed by Lansket in 1874. So these are the four theories. Let's come to the first one, that is cytosol theory. So to know the concept of cytosol theory, we have to remember the embryological development. What happened in embryological development? In embryological development, first morula is formed. This is morula. Then from morula, blastula is formed. This is blastula, and the cavity is known as blastocyst. This is the ectoderm. Okay. Then from blastocyst, gastrula is formed. This is gastrula. The upper layer is the ectoderm layer. The inner layer is the endoderm layer. The opening is known as blastopore, and the space, this is known as archenteron. It's right here. archenteron. Okay, and the cells in the middle are mesodermal cells. Mesoderm. Okay, this is your gastrula. So what happened here? Coelom is formed in the last stage of gastrula. Okay, what happened here? In cytosol theory, the coelom formed by the splitting of mesodermal cells. These are the mesodermal cells. What happened? This is gastrula. These are epidermal cells. This is ectoderm, and this is your endoderm. So the mesodermal cells are splitted. The mesodermal cells are splitted and cavity is formed. The next stage, the cavity is formed. Cavity is formed and the mesodermal cells are present both the sides of coelom. That is the cavity. A cavity is formed by the splitting of mesodermal cells and the cells are present in both the sides of coelom. This is the ectoderm side. Here the mesodermal cells are present, and this is the endoderm cells. Here the mesodermal cells are present. This theory is known as cytosol theory. Okay, here coelom is formed by the splitting of mesoderm. Remember this. Coelom is formed by the splitting of mesoderm. So, the cytosol theory, these are the cytocoelomate. The organisms which are formed is known as cytocoelomate, and this is seen in protostomes. Protostomes. Okay. So, the examples of protostomes are Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca. These three are the examples of protostomes. But in some cases, the cavity, the coelom is filled with blood. The blood may not be in red color, but it is filled with blood. Those animals are known as hemocoelomate. The example of hemocoelomate are Arthropoda and Mollusca. These are cytocoelomate organisms, but the cavity are filled with blood. That's why it is known as hemocoelomate. And this is the example of Arthropoda and Mollusca. Okay. Then, what is the meaning of protostome? Protostome means this is your opening, that is blastopore. This is your blastopore. The blastopore, if the blastopore forms mouth, if the blastopore forms mouth in the embryo, then those animals are called as protostomes. So, they form the mouth in which animals? That is Annelida, Arthropoda and Mollusca. Okay, this is all about your cytosol theory. Then come to the enterocoel theory. This is your gastrula. These are the ectoderm, and this is your endoderm, and here in the middle mesodermal cells are present. Okay, and this is your blastopore. This is ectoderm. This is mesoderm. This is endoderm. And this is archenteron. So what happened in the next? This is your gastrula. This is your ectodermal cells. This is your endodermal cells. And these are your mesodermal cells, which are present in between the ectoderm and endoderm. But how the coelom is formed here? The coelom is formed by the archenteron pouches. This is your archenteron. The coelom is formed from the archenteron pouch. This is your archenteron. A pouch is formed here like this. Like this, the pouch is formed. In the second stage, this is your endodermal cells, and mesodermal cells are splitted like here. This is the lining of mesodermal cells. Mesodermal cells are splitted towards the ectoderm and inwards towards the endoderm, like that. This is the coelom, and in both the sides mesodermal cells are present towards the endoderm and towards the ectoderm. This is your enterocoel theory, which is formed from the archenteron pouches. Okay. Then come to the example of enterocoelomate. The example of enterocoelomate are echinodermata and chordata. And the enterocoelomate organisms are also called deuterostomes. What? Deuterostomes means this is your opening, that is what? Blastopore. Here in the embryos, the blastopore forms the anus. If the blastopore forms the anus, it is known as deuterostome. Okay, and if it forms mouth, it is known as protostome. So here in enterocoel, the blastopore forms the anus. This is the example of echinodermata and chordata. This is about your enterocoel theory. The next is your gonocoel theory. In gonocoel theory, in this theory, suppose this is the embryo. Okay, these are epidermal cells. Means ectodermal cells. Sorry, ectodermal cells, and here this is your gut. This is your ectodermal cells. Ectoderm, and this is your gonads, where gonadal cells are present. Okay, these are the nephridia. Okay, these are the nephridia and these are the gonadal cells. So in gonadal cell theory, Burke proposed that the coelom is formed by the expanded gonadal cavity, like this. This is your gut and this is your coelom. This is your gonad from which the cavity is from, the expanded form of gonad from which coelom is from. But this theory has many drawbacks, like coelom doesn't form after gonads. First coelom is formed, then gonad is present, then gonad formation starts. Okay, so this theory has no evidence, so it is a totally wrong concept. So the next one is nephrosil theory. What happened in nephrosil theory? Same. Suppose this is your gut and these are nephridia. Here Langston told that from expanded nephridia, coelom is formed. Coelom is formed from expanded. These are expanded to form coelom. Okay, these were expanded and joins to form coelom. But what happened? Annelids have nephridia. Annelids have protonephridia. But echinoderms don't have excretory organs. So this theory also have no evidence. This theory also have no embryological evidence. The gonocele and nephrosil theory are wrong. The gonocele theory also have no embryological evidence and the nephrosil also have no embryological evidence. The cyrocele theory and the enterocele theory are the correct theories. Let's see the term which is your somatopleur and splanchnopleur. What is known as somatopleur and what is known as splanchnopleur? Okay. So in here the ectoderm are present here. Okay, this is your endoderm lining and the endodermal cells are present here, and here the mesodermal cells are present. These are mesodermal cells, mesoderm. This is your ectoderm. This is your endoderm. Somatopleur is known as the ectoderm and the mesoderm. Both the layers form the somatopleur. Ectoderm plus mesoderm and splanchnopleur. The endoderm and the mesoderm, the endoderm and the mesoderm cells form the sphlangnopleure. How it is formed? The ectoderm form the parietal peritoneum. Parietal peritoneum. And the endoderm form the visceral peritoneum. And the embryological name of parietal peritoneum is somatopleure, and the embryological name of visceral peritoneum is sphlangnopleure. So this is all about your evolution of coelom. I hope you clear with the content. If you like this video, then hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for further videos.